Every few moments, this crowd is standing to their feet. As opposed to what? Standing to their hands? Well, nevertheless, I'm John Recton with my review of WWE NXT, the go-home show for NXT Halloween Havoc. Predictions for that premium live event on the cock will be coming up after this review is posted. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. And all the stars converged on the Capitol Wrestling Center because they were doing everything they can to juice up this particular show because we had AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday and NXT. The stars returning, him and Centipede together going head-to-head to establish brand white supremacy. I think that's how that goes. But in all honesty, this wasn't a bad show. There were some stumbles, especially after the first hour was done, but that being said, this was at least a better edition of NXT than they've put forth lately. So here's Judgment Day. Well, okay, they didn't start off on the best foot because Dominic is on my television, and no, I just don't care for Dominic. But Judgment Day got a huge pop, and Rhea took on Roxanne. It's a pick your poison match, and let me just tell you right now, totally fine seeing Rhea in that wrestling gear. Honestly, I'm just happy she recovered from that concussion or whatever injury she had. She's okay, she's back, she looks great. And wrestling Roxanne Perez, it makes sense because Roxanne and Cora Jade are going to have a Weapons Wild match at Halloween Havoc, so Rhea is the opponent that Cora Jade picked. This was good. I mean, Rhea looks like a star. She wrestles well. Roxanne has that fire. She's going to need more time, especially on promos, but she has that ability to launch herself into superstardom in a couple of years. She has that ability. She has that drive, and working with Booker T certainly instilled the respect and the ability to just get better and better in professional wrestling. Poppy Rhea chants, and Roxanne had to chop her down with the edge of her hand. Rhea then goes to fisting Roxanne from behind. Again, totally fine seeing Rhea. Look, Rhea just looks great. I mean, how can you not just be astonished by how great she looks? But she also just has that superstar quality in the ring. And she just has that domineering presence. Dominic, unfortunately, ends up distracting a little bit later. We get a Riptide 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match. Wasn't great, but was a fine opener. And then we go backstage, and here's the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers. May we take your order with Cameron Grimes. They're going to go to the moon with the money. Tony D'Angelo says, hey, Stax, here's your opponent after this break. Grayson Waller is going to face off against Apollo Crews in a spin the wheel match, according to Chucky. They're doing the Chucky tie-in again. You know how well that worked at in 1998 WCW with Rick Steiner and Chucky going back and forth? That was something that actually happened for any of you younger fans. It was stupid then, and it's stupid now. I mean, I get why. Some people like the Chucky series. I think it's all right. But who is Stack's opponent? Yeah, da, 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 da. It's Nakamura. It's Nakamura after doing that terrible rendition. And that is where, of course, obviously a huge pop for Nakamura. And that is where Vic Joseph said, every few moments this crowd has been standing to their feet. I'm thinking any of the brain parasites that are in Booker T's head, to where Booker T doesn't do proper English and hasn't for a while, have infested Vic's ears, and they're nesting. But nevertheless, this was fine. Stax had a decent showing, but of course, Chin Salsa, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. Nakamura wins. Tony D says he's proud of Stax. He showed fire. There we go. Nathan, Mega Man Frazier, and Axiom Verge are talking about their best of three match, and Axiom Verge says he is rooting for Mega Man Frazier. And then here's Heavy Metal Von Wagner, the lobotomized zebra himself, talking. Please stop having Von Wagner talk. Please, for the love of God, stop having him talk. St. Elbo's Fire took on Sonya Deville with JC, Jane, My Goodness, and Gigi. And boy, those outfit choices certainly were enticing. Let's just say that right now. They both look great. JC making the most of what little TV time she got. There wasn't much to this. Like, there was a lot of distractions and a roll-up 1, 2, 3. In fact, the women's matches were pretty goddamn short. I think Rhea and Roxanne actually was longer than the next two women's matches combined. But there we go. We got a 3-on-1 fisting of St. Elbo's Fire. Mandy showing up good. I know she lost her brother. I hope she's in a better place mentally. Losing a family member, losing anybody you're close to, absolutely terrible. She says, well, you won't have a chance to beat me, and then St. Elbows Fire gets the bat and points it at Mandy. So I really hope we get a new champion, because otherwise I don't know what the hell we're going to do. Even though I fear we're going to get Nikita Lyons as champion, because that's a great idea, except it's not a great idea. It's going to actually torch the women's division. Mandy, though, good on Mandy. I hope her and St. Elbows Fire. Okay, Alba Fire. But after that caption mishap translated to St. Elbows Fire, I can't unsee it. Wesley and Oro and the Blind Forest are talking backstage, and then Hayes and Tricky Tiki Williams attack. Then they go to the ring. They have a match where it doesn't last long, and a leg drop off the top, 1, 2, 3. And Lee gets pinned. And then the Schism have the Shield cam and say some stuff, and then Steiner talks about the KO show, talks about how he looked up to KO, that his time in NXT inspired him to get in the ring. And then Cameron Grimes and the Good Brothers, the Grime Brothers, as it were, home of the Grime Brothers, maybe we take your against Joe Wayne Gacy and the Schism, Jägermeister and Rip Fowler. I did not care one goddamn bit, because the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, maybe we take your order, are here, and it's hard to care about any of their matches. Magic Killer on Jägermeister, 1, 2, 3. Beer then tells Mackenzie, what I told Sangha is for me to know, and you to never know. And then Sangha says, I'm willing to listen. I thought you would, brother. I forgot how much taller Sangha is than Veer. And Veer's a big guy, but good lord. Pre-tape on Katana and Caden. Them becoming NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Then we go to a contract signing. And it's going to be next week. Oh boy. Nikita just hanging them all out there right the way. Good, both out there. Good lord. Like the outfit choices are certainly to accentuate the fact that she has curves and not much ability in the ring. So, we get to sit down with Julius and Damon Kemp, split screen style, and bless them for trying. Bless them for making me think that I care about this ambulance match. Julius and Brutus, the Creed brothers, are great. Damon Kemp is a natural amateur athlete and has transitioned into professional wrestling well. But this was stagey as hell. You're a clout chaser. This was bad. This was really... It wasn't as bad as Roderick Strong and everybody doing that bad Grey's Anatomy cosplay stuff last week, but this was not good. Shotzi is a host for Halloween Havoc. Talks about how the 2020 event was a horrifyingly badass time. It was horrifyingly bad, I will agree. Not because of her, but because they involved all the bullshit, Scream, Ghostface stuff and everything, and it was like everybody sustained several major head injuries. Speaking of head injuries, here's this segment. I like Zion Quinn. I don't know what they're doing with him. Quincy Elliott wants to be the co-host. They both want to be the co-host. They have a match. Quincy Elliott wins while Shotzi yells on commentary. I don't know what they're doing with Zion Quinn. I'm not saying he's going to be WWE champion, but I don't think they know what they're doing, and I don't get this Quincy Elliott character. I got nothing against him. I just don't get it. Chase University. I hate this stuff. I hate it. Thea Hale yells. Bodie Gunn yells at Chucky, and then Chucky basically knocks him and swears a whole bunch, reportedly. Also about Halloween Havoc memories. Andre Chase did say, ignore the Chamber of Horrors match. If only we could. If only we could. This was a bad segment. Really bad. Speaking of bad, Raquel versus Cora Jade. Pick your poison match. Barely lasted 3 to 5 minutes. That's what she said. I guess everybody was talking to my exes. Nevertheless, Cora brings a stick in. She entices Raquel to hit her, so that's a DQ. Then Roxanne gets in there. It's a 2-on-1 thing. She grabs Cora's stick and misses her. And now that's it for the Weapons Wild match hype. And then we get Halloween Havoc rundown. There's a bar party with Briggs and Jensen. Fallon Henley, good God, she looks great. And everybody's just backstage partying. Unfortunately, Ika Manjiro is there, who I'm sure is nice, and I hate this gimmick. KO show with Steiner, Ilya, and the shaved Ewok. JD, don't Google me. He's like, you can call me whatever you want, Kevin. Thank you, I will. Kevin was just taking a piss out of all this. He said he came here for Sean. Gross. And Ilya was all fired up, talking about how he's going to be a champion. Steiner's going to retain. Ilya says the last triple threat you were in, you lost, and JD's just all focused. And then they have a brawl. Then they have all this action going on. And Ilya standing tall, holding the title. Will this be what we see on Saturday? And then Austin Theory shows up with the briefcase. If you make Austin Theory the NXT champion, if you make him a world champion in any variety, that is a really bad idea. and to actually torpedo what little bit of the main event scene there is left in NXT. So I fully expect them to do it. Or do I? You'll have to wait for the predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.